G'day folks, welcome to another episode of Bandaged Cube Creations. Well, here it is, the old wall by YG Cuba, and this I have found very challenging. I did record 30 to 40 minutes of me trying to figure out, and I absolutely got somewhere. I just was at the point of thinking, this is going to be way too long. No one's going to watch this. And so I stopped there and then had a think and a good play without the pressure of a camera on me. So I have now come up with what I think is a pretty decent solution for a tricky puzzle, for me anyway. So the old wall, so it's got these two clocks, and I'm going to get those kind of into their position straight away. And these pairs are just blocking everything. So you can see the red-white clock is there. It's difficult to get it not there because you kind of do that and then you can't turn anything else. So it just ends up doing this. So put that there. The red-blue clock goes there. Now, what I want to do initially is I want to get these two pieces in. Before I do that, I want the two clocks here as if that belongs there. And then I'm going to put all the other pieces around them before I get the two pieces there, because it makes it doable. So first of all, I'm just going to take, this is where it gets tricky, just sort of taking these pieces out a little bit. That's no good. What do I want to do here? Is possibly something like that. That's better. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. It doesn't matter which ones I put in there for now. Okay, that's in there together. There's one in here, and the other one I'm going to put over here for now. And that's this one. And the beauty of this is that to get this up to the top, I can just kind of turn that and it releases it. At least I can put it over there, turn it back. Now I can do what I want with that, which is to put it there. So you can sort of see everything's lined up like this. Now, eventually that's going to come back there. So I'm going to be replacing this piece with a blue, white, blue, red, white. That is what I now want to make. And here's where I'm going to make it up on this top face. I've got a little bit of a gap here that I can turn. The first thing that I want to do is get the edge so that the white is on top. And the reason for that is that when I go to put it in, you'll notice that this is the white part and I'm going to be turning that to the top. So I want the white sticker to match it. So the white of the white blue's on top. Now I need to get the white, blue, red corner next to it. Now you might be saying, which side? Well, there's no need to remember. What you can do for now, I can just do 3 up, down, downs to put that next to it. And the white's there, but you can see now, no, that's definitely not going to work. That actually belongs over here. That's where it needs to be. So then I would kind of say, okay, let's take that back down and think how else I could get it up there. And that seems to be a pretty good move. Just so it was there, I'll turn it down or around once, and now that will come up and match nicely. So turn that off to store it. Good. We are now in a position to place these two pieces. Now, because I'm going to turn this up to here, I'm going to initially put it there, turn the pair off, replace, and then turn that down. When I put it into position, they are done. So that little fuse block there is done. Now, the next thing I want to do is place into position, solved correctly, the 3 remaining pairs. And the order that I've found to do them is this yellow, blue, orange one first, then the yellow, blue, red, and finally this green, red one. So initially, I'm just going to see if I can. This one needs to flip because it's going over here. So can I flip it just like this? Yes, I can. Now, again, that is in position, but I don't want this in position yet. I want this one first. So probably what I'll do is turn that off. Now bring it back. Okay, now that's landed there, and I just need to grab this one, turn it off so I can turn it around and put it on. And that's why this one just seems to go best second. So that one first, then this one, and finally this one here. Now you can see this is kind of flipped as well. So now I've got to figure out, how do I flip a piece like that? I've kind of got to bring it up here and onto that face. So the way that I can do that is temporarily turn that one out of the way. Now, when I bring it up, it'll also push this out the way, which is fantastic. So now I'll bring it up. That has sort of flipped it. I can put that back, turn it round, and into place it goes. So you can see that kind of structure there. Maybe that's what the old wool is, that structure, if I look at it like that. I don't know. Anyway, that's done. Now, the way that I found to do this was, there was another cube that I did not that long ago where I changed configurations between each thing. And that was really the only way that I found to be able to move pieces around. Something similar is going on here. The configuration change is actually quite straightforward. And I was kind of at this point in my sight unseen video, and I just couldn't really see how to do it, but I feel a bit silly now because it's pretty easy. What I'm going to do is hold it like this, with this face at the front or the left, whatever you want to call it, this face here, and I'm going to go left prime, up prime, left prime. Now that, believe it or not, has made things quite a bit more doable and dealable with, deal withable. And there's certain things that I'm going to do another turn or two depending on what I am trying to achieve. So I'm going to do the edges now. And for that, I'm just going to do an extra turn there. And it's going to allow me to place some edges. So before I do this, let's have a think and figure out what pieces I need to place first. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edges to do. Now, when I do this, just have a look at the green, orange, and the white, orange pieces here. So away I go. Notice that the white, orange kind of gets trapped over there, and the green, orange kind of gets trapped down here. So those are the ones that I want to do first. The other one that I want to do is going to be the orange, white, which is the piece in this position. Because that, when I do the final turn, is going to get trapped over there. And that'll leave the remaining 3 pieces that I can do as I wish with. So coming back to here, these 2 first, doesn't matter which one. I normally do the yellow, orange first. So I'm looking at this saying, okay, yellow, orange has to replace white, orange in that order. Now, I'll just do that last little turn. There's the yellow orange. I've got to replace the white orange. So with these first couple, I'm not concerned with doing single turns or keeping a cycle of edges. I couldn't care less. I just want to get the pieces where they belong. So for something like this, I think initially I would look and say, how do I free that yellow orange piece to begin with? If I put it over there, I can't do that. Now, remember that this is my starting point, if you like. Now, if I do 2 turns there, and then just turn that, my question is, can I then turn this face? No. So the next thing that I would try is say, well, if I leave it here and turn that face, can I free it? Yes, I can. So I can't even remember which one I said it had to go to, but I think it was the white orange. So for now, I'm just going to do a double turn to put it up there, bring these things back to where they belong. And in fact, you know what? I might even put it in that position before I'm done. I think that will be better. Okay, so there's my yellow-orange. I want that to go to the white-orange position. I'm pretty sure that's the one. How do I get it to go around to there? Well, I'm going to turn this upper face and now turn that off. Now remember, this is the first one that I've done, so I don't care about having to do a Sune or anything like that. I just want to go boom. That is now in the alleged correct position. So I can bring that back, and now undo my moves, and let's see how we did. Oh, lovely jubbly. Yellow-orange is now in position. So in the same way, the next one that I want to do is the yellow-green, which needs to replace green-orange. Okay, there's the green-orange. The yellow-green has to replace that. Now, really all I care about, and by the way, notice that this yellow-orange is immovable. That's not being touched. All I care about here is swapping these two pieces. In other words, if I could do a U2, I would. And I might even just be able to go something like, no, I can't. I was thinking I might turn that off. No, so that's no good. Yellow-green to green-orange. Let's turn that up around to there. And then once again, I can just do an upper face turn, which now allows me to turn this. And that's done the replacement. And notice that even though that has come into play, I'm now going to undo that upper face turn and undo that. And I'm now back to my sort of starting position. Let's undo the whole thing. And we see the yellow-green is also placed. Now the third piece that I want to do, let's have a look. And it's actually the piece that belongs here. So this is the blue-orange piece. What I want us to think about is what are the three pieces that land here at the end? And what's the one that doesn't land here at the end? So let's just put it back. Okay, the one that does not land in these three positions is this one here, the blue-orange. So let's now take that back and notice that the blue-orange is in the orange-white position. And that tells me I now need to place orange-white onto blue-orange as my third piece. Orange-white onto blue-orange. There's the orange-white. There's the blue-orange. So again, I just want to turn this face one turn if I can do it. So I'm going to attempt to say, let's do that. Let's take the pair off and now orange-white onto blue-orange. I put that back, but I don't really need to because now all I'm doing is this. Notice that these two are still untouched. That is now in place, and that will leave me 1, 2, 3 pieces. Now at this point, I just want to check, do I have a 3-cycle or a swap? Because remember, I wasn't really concerned about that until now. Now I am concerned about it, and the green-orange is in, but the green-white and the blue-orange need to swap. So anytime I have a swap of edges, I want to turn a face one turn. So that is exactly what I need to do. So I'm going to put it back into this configuration. And in fact, all I'm going to do here is say, bring that off, turn it one turn. In fact, I might turn it that way and then put it back. So I've turned this face one turn. That has fixed the problem. Let's come back to where we were. Notice that these two are still done. And if we look at what's happening now, I've got white-orange and blue-orange swapping and white-green and orange-green swapping. So I've got 2 swaps. That's what that has done, which is good. And now I need to think, okay, orange-white needs to go back to blue-orange, but I can't just turn the face. That's what got me into trouble the first time. Okay, so orange-white to blue-orange. So this time, what I would probably do is still turn that to there and possibly just have a think about what's the best thing. That doesn't really seem to help, so maybe I won't turn that yet. Orange, white to blue, orange. Let's turn that off and see if that does anything. Now I can't turn that, so that's probably no good. So at this point, what I would then do, yes. Yep, so this is where I am after the 3 turns. So I'm going to do a left turn. I'm then going to do an up turn. And in fact, am I going to do an upturn or am I just going to do this before the upturn? That is exactly what I'm going to do, like that. Although I have to be honest, that's not really going to do it either. Okay, so let's come back down to here. Sometimes I get to this point and I say, hang on, I'm putting things back and I'm just having a rethink, taking stock, making sure I haven't disrupted anything. Orange, white. Now that is obviously not a great position for me to have that in. So what I would do then is say, you know what, it might be easier if I had the orange, white over here in order to place it there. So I can happily turn a face 2 turns and not disrupt the number of swaps. So that's what I might aim to do here. Swap the orange, white and the white, green. Oops, wrong way. And to do that, in fact, I just really want to swap the position of that over to probably there. So I'm going to turn that, go swap, and now put it back. Let's see if that makes a difference here. Now I've got to think the orange, white needs to go to green, white. Orange, white to green, white. There's the orange, white. It's got to go to this one. He's actually looking better, believe it or not. The frustrating thing is that, yes, I've only got to do 1 turn, but I need to involve another piece on another face. And I think I can possibly see how to do that. That's the piece I want to involve, but I cannot turn this face at this point. So what I'd probably do then is think about, what if I turn that like so? No, still no good there. So let's come back here, orange, white to green, white. Okay. That's my main configuration, and I'm just looking at that now. I think I see it. If the orange white was here, it would be able to do 2 turns there. So that, what that means is that in this configuration, so remember, here's where I started from. I really want to do orange white to green white. However, I've worked out that when I do this, which is the main turn, if it's up in this position, in fact, is it going to be that position or is it going to be this position? Because then I can turn that off and swap it. It's actually this position. Okay, so I'm going to just 3 cycle the edge like that. Okay, now when I turn it to this position and then turn that off, I can go 2 turns and then put things away. And you'll see the orange white is there. And remember the last time we had that, we had a swap. We had that piece in and these two were swapping. Well, now we have orange green going to green white going to orange blue. So we still definitely have a 3 cycle. So that's how I would approach that. Now the beauty of having done all that hard work is that these last 3 edges will be in the exact positions we want. So I just have to remember green white to orange blue. Okay, green white to orange blue. So this is my piece movement. I'm just going to cycle them home and then see how things look. And they're all home, except you'll notice the green, white, and the orange, blue are flipped. Now, I don't know that I've had any flips before this. I might have had one near the start, but this will work for any of these edges. You just have to put them into the correct positions here and then flip as normal. So green, white, and orange, blue. So let's get them and say, okay, green, white, and orange, blue. Those are the ones that need to flip. Now, sometimes I have the two edges that need to flip will include this middle one. And so I'll just kind of turn the puzzle around and it'll still work what I'm about to do, which is the very standard edge flipping sequence that I use. Down, down, up, up, and then across, receive, return, like that. So that's now done. If I go ahead and put everything back, what I'll see is that the edges are not only solved, but oriented correctly as well. Alrighty, now the next stage of the solve is to place the corners. I'm not trying to orient them, I'm just trying to place them. And with this one, remember that when I was doing edges, I did my 3 moves and then I turned this like that. Well, for the corners, for placing the corners, I don't want to touch that. I just want to do the 3 moves and then an upturn. That's the position that I want. Now, you'll notice that the corner that's not touched here is this orange, blue, white. This one's already done. This orange, did I say orange, blue, white? Yes, orange, blue, white position corner. So what that tells me is the first thing I want to do is cycle orange, blue, white to orange, green, white. Now, I need this to be back here, but I've got to find a way to get this up onto the top layer. So here I would probably go, because of the position of this one, I can't just do that because I can't turn the face. I can't do that. I can do U2 there. So I'd go U2, right, U2. And that brings this one up into play. And I want that to go to there. Now, because I want that to go to there, I've got a couple of options. I can do a normal corner piece series, will take the pieces in that direction. I can just do this twice. The alternative is I can give it another twist and do a mirror corner piece series, and that's fine. Mirror corner piece series turns the upper face anti-clockwise on its first turn. So giving that an extra twist, remember that, where did I get to from here? Let's just recap. That was my initial corner cycling position. I said that's got to get up to the top face, so I did U2, right, U2, and I said that's got to go to there. I need it to go in that direction now. So here we go, mirror corner piece series. Okay, that is done. I'll undo that extra turn and then I'll undo the U2, right prime, U2. Now you'll notice that is now in its position. That's what I want, which leaves me the remaining 3 corners up here. Now it's kind of tricky to see if they are in position or not. So at this point, I would just replace everything and see what's what. That's good. That's good. I need to cycle white. In fact, that's not good. White, red, green to orange, green, yellow. So I'm just going to think orange, green, yellow to orange, green, white. Orange, green, yellow to orange, green, white, which must go to that one there. Okay, so this time I'm just going to, the piece movement is this way, but I'm going to do a normal corner piece series just to explain what I meant before. I can just do it twice. It'll go there and then it'll go there again and get these pieces where I need them. There's one of them. Let's do it again. Okay, there's the second. Let's undo all the moves. And we see that all of the corners are now placed into their positions. Well, that leads us to the twisting of the corners. And again, I've got a slightly different setup again after the first 3 moves. by necessity in order to carry out a Sune and its mirror. So let me first go the standard 3 moves. Now, clearly I can't do a Sune there because of this. Well, I thought to myself, can I do it here? No. Can I do it here? No. Can I do it here? No. So this is where we were initially. So if we think, have I just mucked everything up? No, it's just those 3 moves. What I really needed is to get this into the absolute correct position, and the extra sequence that'll do that is the following: U prime, R2, U2, R prime. And what that does is get that annoying pair off that upper face. Now, you'll notice that that leaves certain corners up the top and a 5th corner not up the top. So that white, orange, green, I can't really twist that at the moment. I probably need to twist it. So let's undo that extra sequence. Okay, so we're only 3 moves away now. And it was the orange, I'm pretty sure it was the orange, green, white corner that landed down here. So this is the one that I kind of want to take care of first. And that needs to twist. In fact, let's take it right back to the beginning. Yep, orange, green, white needs to twist clockwise. Okay, so again, we'll go U prime, R2, U2, R prime. So orange, green, white needs to twist clockwise. Now, all I need to do is figure out how to get that up onto this upper face. Well, I'm just going to go like this, then across and back down. That's now sitting there in the exact correct position to twist that corner clockwise. That's all I care about at the moment. Couldn't care less about the others. Let's go ahead and do a Sune on the right and a Sune on the left. Okay, that is done. That's been twisted. It even looks kind of good. How do we get it up here? We moved it up, turned it around, and brought that back down. So this time we're going to bring it up, return it, and put it down. Now, that has been twisted. This is still the configuration for the remaining corners on here. So now I'm going to put it back. And I'm going to go right back to the beginning. And as I often do, I, at this point, will muck something up. So I'm just going to take this back and say, can I get this back to where it was before I mucked it all up? I can see that this is not where it should be. So I'm just going to do that and bring it back to there. I think that's all I needed to do. I think I'm good now. Those corners look correct. Let's just double check. Yes, I'm all good. Now, what I have, that was the one that I wanted to twist, and I did actually get twisted. So that leaves me 4 corners to go. I'm just going to choose 1 or 2 of them to kind of memorize, I suppose. Let's say in fact, you know what would be good? To see which 2 land here and which 2 land here. So let's go and find the 2 that land here, because they'd be good to do first. And the sequence to get it there, U prime, R2, U2, R. The 2 that land here, red, white, green, and green, orange, yellow. Okay. Red, white, green, and green, orange, yellow. Those 2 there. So this needs to go anti-clockwise. That needs to go clockwise. All right, good. So I'm going to get them over to here and do what I need to do to get them twisted. I'll just remember red, white, green needs to go anti-clockwise. Here we go. Red, white, green, anti-clockwise. That is perfect because when I turn those two around, that is in the position to twist anti-clockwise. So let's go. Right, let's undo that setup. Let's undo the setup to get it here. That's what I did before. I did one twist instead of two. Okay, let's put everything back. You can see that things are starting to look really good. And there's only two to go, which are these two. And I'm just going to remember orange, white, blue needs to go anti-clockwise. Orange, white, blue. Look at that. It's in the exact correct position. If it wasn't, if these were kind of needing to go the other direction, I would just carry this whole sequence out twice until they were done. But here, I've only got to do it once. All done. All that is remaining is to put things back. It looks so far from solved. It's not as long as I put them back properly. So let's see if I can remember to do that. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking good. That is the old wall bandaged 3x3. As I said at the start, I found that quite tricky to come up with a method there that, you know, it's you've kind of got to do this one first and then that one. It's not really a matter of remembering, because if you picked it up and thought, I don't know which one to do first, like which edge do I do first, you would soon discover it, because you would place an edge and then go, oh, hang on, I've actually got to do that one because it's going to knock out this one. So that's the approach that I took. That is the old wall. Well, this is the puzzle for the next video. This one is called the C block clock. And you can see it's like the C block, but it's got an extra clock sitting there. So it definitely does increase the difficulty of it. I wouldn't say by a massive amount, but it is absolutely a different puzzle. And that is what we'll be looking at in the next video.